I wanted to leave halfway through when I was at the cinema watching Barbie, because I'm just so sick and tired of this narrative that is being pushed on us. And I think this narrative is also the reason why you're not able to attract that special person in your life, that man that you can respect, a man that makes you feel safe, a man that takes care of you, a man that you are proud to say, he's my man. We are a unit together. So what is this narrative, and why it is yours and my responsibility to change it, and what could actually happen if we don't do that? So despite all the most amazing costumes in the movie, the setting, everything pink Barbie related, I'm a huge fan of Barbie. I grew up playing with Barbie. I have the most amazing memories of playing with Barbie, of being creative and doing all the fun things that are Barbie related. But as I was watching this movie and I clearly got triggered, I just found it very disappointing that we have to push this narrative that men are useless, men are stupid, everything that is wrong around us, all the evil around us, everything that's gone bad, it's because of men. Men are the only ones that hold the positions of power. And of course, men that are not able to be next to a woman who wants a lot of things from life. And I think this is very, very toxic, because the narrative that was introduced there was she's everything and he's just Ken. So how is that connected with you not being able to meet your person, your special someone, your husband? We are having more and more men, because of this toxic femininity and toxic feminism, we are having more and more men that are actually saying, you know what, I don't want to do anything with women. I am not interested. Just leave me alone. This is dangerous. I'm not going to be respected. I'm being treated like an absolute doormat. Why even bother? I'd rather be by myself. And I have a video actually talking about that. We have come to this place now where men need encouragement. Men need encouragement to approach you. Men need encouragement to push themselves forward in certain places, because they're told that step aside, step back, because it's all about women. I need encouragement actually as well. So if you do want to encourage, subscribe to my channel. So where do you think we are going to go with this? How do you think when this narrative is being pushed? How is your, not just you, because if you don't care about yourself and you're like, you know what, I don't need anyone, I'm just happy being by myself. But the thing is, we are all connected. So you may be happy by yourself, but what about your niece? What about your best friend's son, who is being told every single day that he's not an important part of the society, that he needs to take a seat at the very back, because now everything is about women and we have to push forward women? Oh, it's my fault. Patriarchy is my fault as a 15-year-old boy. So now I need to make sure that I am not making a fuss and I'm just letting all the girls do everything. I'd like to see a girl being a bin woman that is picking my bin at 5:30 in the morning and working really hard. I'd like to see that. Not just a doctor, not just a judge, a physicist, none of those fancy things. I'd like to see that girl actually collecting my bin at the speed of light, because that's how I see those men work. They work really, really hard. If you're still watching this, I really appreciate that. If you are still watching, put Barbie in the comments. I think there are two main things that we as women can do to actually change the situation. Yes, it will take many, many years for the current climate to change and for us to find ways again to be together in a way where we can complement each other, instead of saying that men and women are the same. I'm all about equal opportunities for men and women, but to say that we are exactly the same, I just think it's an absolute madness. I think there are two very simple things that you can start doing straight away if you find yourself in a situation where, oh, I'm not able to meet the right guy, and all the guys are stupid, not reliable, I don't want to mother anyone, all these things. If you are finding yourself in a situation where you are repeating this narrative in your head, and maybe you are meeting one guy after another who represents that narrative and who fits that story that you are telling yourself. So thing number one that you can do is audit your environment, your Instagram feed. What are the things and messages that are popping from the influencers that you're following or whatnot? What about your YouTube feed? What are the videos that you are watching, and what is the message that being reinforced? A lot of Netflix shows. I see so many Netflix shows where I would watch the first 15 minutes and I'm just thinking, I just can't do this. I do not want to have this narrative repeated to me that men are useless. I do not want to have this narrative repeated where I'm told that a man is not going to want to be with me if I want something more from life. Because the men that I've met encourage me to write books, booked a stall at the local market where he saw that I'm really great at travel photography, and he encouraged me to sell my work. A man who said that, you know what, don't stop making these videos, you are really great at them. A man that noticed that I'm not happy at work, and he's like, okay, what can we do? Let's brainstorm. You're so talented, you're so capable. What would you like to do? What is it, something that you would really like to do, that you are excited about? Yes, I also met a man who told me that a book that I wrote with the title How to Get Laid Now for Men is something he could never associate himself with, because the circles that he's part of and how tacky and not classy that is. Yes, there are men like that as well, but then there are these other men. So audit your environment, audit your friendships also. What is the narrative that your girlfriends are telling you? What is it that they keep repeating to you about men around them, men that they date, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers-in-law? What is that narrative? Maybe you can audit your friendships as well. Another thing that I think is extremely important if we want to change this narrative is that each of us, we have to start speaking up. For example, you're working in a corporate. If your colleague is making inappropriate sexual comments, you would like another colleague to be like, whoa, this is not right. Why are you doing this? This is inappropriate. The same thing has to be done when you can see that a man is being bashed, a man is being treated in the wrong way. I've seen so many examples while working as an interpreter in court where a man is just being called police on countless of times, where a woman is using her power and threatening him, where a woman is accusing a man of all kinds of terrible things, and a man always knows if there is a rape case and it's a woman's word against a man's word, well, what do you think is going to happen? I actually think we have to start prosecuting women in a much harsher ways when they accuse a man falsely of rape, when she's calling police on him for no reason. And keep in mind, this is coming from someone who actually grew up calling police on her dad because he was abusive. I think it's also important to speak up when you just maybe started dating someone, so you can clearly explain what is your point of view. Maybe you are at the restaurant and something comes up, you see an article and you want to share that, to say, look, I don't think it's all right when a wife and a husband divorce, that a woman is using children to threaten a man. I don't think it's okay for a woman to falsely accuse, because men need to hear that from you. Just last night, actually, when I came back from the cinema, my boyfriend asked me, so what did you think about Barbie? And I told him that I'm just so sick and tired of this narrative where men are shown as stupid, useless, not capable, and I don't feel that I am suppressed by men. I don't feel that men are getting all the opportunities. I don't feel that I'm being treated in an unfair way because I am a woman. I feel that I have a lot of power as a woman. So, and he said, wow, you sound very passionate. Maybe you should write to a paper or something. But I am making this video instead. Here's actually a great example why the first date could be a perfect opportunity to discuss these kinds of matters. So I remember I had this first date, and from the very beginning this man made a very big point to make sure that I understand how he supports strong, powerful women, that he's all about equal opportunities for women at work, how he would love for women after they give birth to get back to work if this is something that they want. So what I said to him, I said, well, just so you know, I have, because we were talking about the future visions and goals and all this, I said, well, just so you know, I have no intention of going to work with my breast leaking, and I have no intention of going to work where I have to pump my breasts for milk. It's just not something that I'm looking for, and I'm looking to, if I have a child, I'm looking to stay at home with a child for a bit, and I would prefer if my man went out to bring home the bacon. As I kept on asking those questions, I found out that he was married for, I think, more than 5 years. One of the reasons why his wife actually divorced him was because he was pushing her to have children, and she kept on saying yes, yes, next year, yes, yes, next year. But what she really wanted to do was have a career. So now he is coming back to his future dates with this narrative that every woman, this is what she wants. She doesn't probably want to have children because that's going to create a huge gap in her CV. So I need to create this environment for her where she knows that I'm happy to be that stay-at-home dad, doing everything she wants from me if she wants to give birth and then go back to her corporate world or being a boss babe or whatever. What do you think? Was there a second date? Spoiler alert, no, there wasn't. So how can you and I and more women can have those conversations so we can articulate what matters to us and not necessarily the narrative that
Hi Barbie
trying to push on us? This is the next video for you to watch if you're wondering why men never approach you. Please like this if you found it interesting, share with your girlfriend, subscribe for more, and thank you so much for watching.